There are many standards that exist for 5G cellular networks, and it can often be intimidating identifying the different standards and the domains which they are applied to. So the purpose of this Telecoms Byte is to identify some of these domains, identify their purposes, and also provide a recommendation for publications which may exist. And so to start off with, we're going to be exploring governance and risk management. This is essentially responsible for the information security policies that exist and making sure the risk management process is as fluid as possible, meaning that we are adhering to the evaluation of risks and analysis of risks correctly. It's also responsible for the security roles that exist within the cellular organization, meaning that we make sure the security roles are well defined and the responsibilities of these roles are also well defined. And it's also responsible for the third-party dependencies which may exist. And for example, within a 5G cellular network, it heavily relies on cloud service providers. So we need to make sure those cloud service providers are providing a minimum level of security with their infrastructure. And then moving on to human resources and security, we can see there are another set of responsibilities, from background checks to security knowledge, making sure that staff have a minimum level of security knowledge, and if not, we need to train them up. We also have personnel changes, making sure the handover of a role is as fluent and fluid as possible. And finally, the handling of violations. If an employee breaks some of these security rules or security protocols, how do we handle this? And next, moving on to the security of systems and facilities. This makes sure that we have a physical security in place for the infrastructure. And this may not be as important within 5G cellular networks, as it's often the cloud service provider's responsibility. We also need to make sure that the integrity of the networks and the information security is adhered to, making sure that the network is in a safe state. And also applying encryption and access controls. It's important that data that travels through the cellular network is encrypted and that access controls so that certain users or certain employees can only access specific information. And then moving on to incident management, the standards objectives are to provide incident management procedures, making sure we understand the flow of the incident management lifecycle, and also providing incident detection capabilities and recommendations for implementations. And additionally, providing incident reporting and communication approaches so that the correct channels can be put in place. And the next standards area is business continuity and management. And this is to deal with maintaining the business under the impact of a natural disaster, for example, or a cellular cyber attack, such as a denial of service attack. And so the publications and recommendations here allow us to maintain the business's continuity. And moving on finally to monitoring, auditing, and testing. This is responsible for the monitoring and logging policies that exist and provides recommendations for how to implement this. It also provides recommendations for security assessment, getting third parties in to evaluate the security of the cellular network. Additionally, it provides compliance monitoring, making sure that we are compliant in all other 5 areas, and the 6th area being the monitoring, auditing, and testing. And finally, it provides us with network and information security testing, and this can be in the form of the security assessments such as auditing. And here we can see there are some security standards as well, but these aren't particularly specific standards for cellular networks. These are just frameworks which can be adhered to.